I survived another year. Fuck. You know what it is. It's about that time for all of the game journalist channels to be putting out their Game of the Year video, where they talk about all the games they played this year, and once again, here's mine. If this is your first time checking out my channel, then hello, my name is Delta, and I make review videos where I try to substantiate my views on why certain games are good and bad in an effort to evoke respectful conversation and overall just have a good time. At the end of my reviews, I place the games in a tier list so I can go over them at the end of the year, kind of like a final send-off before I gear up for the next year's videos. This year, I reviewed a whopping 5 games. Wait, was it 5? Bugsnax, Metroid Primes, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Scratch that. I did 6 games. This year I reviewed 6 games. In my defense, 2021 was an experience, so a lot of time was wasted, for which I apologize. In comparison to last year, the videos I made this year were bigger, longer, faster, stronger. I also moved away from reviewing itch.io demos. It was nice being able to play something, write the script, and make the video all in a few hours. And it was nice to be able to post regularly, but I've had more bad experiences than good dealing with devs, and honestly, it probably wasn't fair of me to be so harsh on proofs of concept. I'm not against bringing those quick videos back, just need some more time to incubate. I gotta figure out how I gotta figure out how I want to bring them back. Maybe I can find a way to group them and maybe just do like a once a month, here's some games that I thought were cool or interesting. I played a lot of interesting titles, but very few gripped me to make me want to complete them. I'm not sure if it was just due to poor mental health or if these games just weren't as good as I think they are. I don't know, but this year the wrap up will be a bit different. There's no need for me to go back over my verdicts because I mostly played Metroid. This was the year of Metroid. There really isn't much more to say about Bugsnax or Misdirector. Bugsnax, I still think it's just as good as I said it was in the video. It definitely has its issues, but there hasn't really been anything about it that any new revelations that I've came upon, you know, thinking about it again. Misdirector is just as good as I said it was a month ago. Misdirector is a good game. I didn't really talk about it that much I didn't go too in depth in my video because I felt like people should experience that game with as little information as possible. The Misdirector video just came out, so if you really want to hear what I have to say about Misdirector, then just go watch the video. That being said, this video might come off a bit rambly. It's freeform, and honestly, it could probably be listened to like a podcast. There will be some footage on the screen, but it isn't necessary to understand my takes. But yeah, let's get it. Night Bewitched is a RPG Maker game that leans on its classic JRPG feel. I played this game twice, and both times I came out on the other side like, wow, that was pretty good. It is made with stock RPG Maker assets, but that isn't indicative of the game's quality. The creator did the best with what he had and leaned on game design, world building, and likable characters to carry his story. The story is about a woman, a knight who was tasked with killing a witch. Upon finding her target, she was unable to understand why this witch had to die and slowly found herself falling for this woman. The plot begins to thicken once the player realizes that witches can charm people and control them in a way, so then the questions arise, is this love story real or is it just a Night Bewitched? Very good game. Also, the soundtrack? Sheesh, who made this soundtrack? Oh, I did. Play Night Bewitched. It's a big boy, and I made the music. Ruined King, a League of Legends story is everything that I've ever wanted from Riot. An RPG based in the world of Runeterra, League of Legends is my favorite game of all time, and I have been an active player for almost 8 years. I really want to make a League review one day. I don't think I've ever seen one, but man, that could be cool. Does that sound interesting? I don't know, let me know in the comments. I always preach to people that it's okay to criticize things you like, and that's my favorite game, and it has a lot of problems. Ruined King is very good in its presentation. The voice acting is great, and the characterization of the cast is also very good. I am a League veteran, and even I can say that this game surpassed my expectations. A video for this game is coming as soon as I finish it, but after about 10 hours I can say that this game is very good. But I'm going to put it in the good tier instead of big boys, The reason is because this game is horribly buggy. It has everything in it. Every single bug you could think of is present. Visual bugs, audio bugs, game-breaking bugs, everything. With some patches, this game could easily become a 10 out of 10 for me, but in its current state, it's more like a 7. Shinigami Tensei 5 probably would have been my game of the year if I would have finished it in time. This game is amazing in so many ways. I love the way it looks, the challenge is just right, the characters are witty and interesting. This game is fucking fantastic. I saw so many tweets and articles on how people are mad that game journalists were comparing Shinigami Tensei 5 to Persona 5. And are you ready for my super nuclear take? I think this game is better than Persona 5, and I'm only like 20 hours in. I want Persona 6 to be more like this game. Sue me, Shinigami Tensei 5 is fire. And since we're talking about Shinigami Tensei, I also played about 20 hours of the Nocturne HD remaster, and that game is also great. Videos are coming for them eventually, but for now, they're big boys. After arguing back and forth with my roommate about how Final Fantasy XII is hot garbage, I actually sat down and played it from start to finish, and yeah, this game is actually pretty fucking good. The story was interesting, and the more I explored it, the more I found myself enjoying the world. Unfortunately, the characters were visually appealing, but most of them are incredibly one-dimensional. The best character is Balthier, but man, he couldn't save the other characters even if he wanted to. I'm not a fan of the combat system, but I did get used to it after a few hours, and it definitely isn't that bad, but I still think Final Fantasy XIII has the best Final Fantasy combat. Fight me. Final Fantasy XII is a good game all things considered, and probably won't do a full video on it, and if I do, it probably won't be in 2022. Pokemon Brilliant Diamond is just okay. It's nowhere near as bad as people are saying it is. It's just meh. Pokemon Pearl is my favorite Pokemon game, and I have a lot of memories of playing it after receiving it for Christmas as a kid. Playing this game brought all that nostalgia back to the surface, and at the end of the day, I enjoyed my time with it. I think a Let's Go style remake would have been better, but that's just my personal opinion. But I know for a fact if Game Freak would have did that, people would have been just as mad. The chibi art style isn't that bad, but honestly it's Pokemon. People are going to complain yet buy it every single time. Stop whining about games if you're just gonna buy them anyway. Emulate it or something, you cowards. I haven't played the campaign of Halo Infinite yet. I'm saving it for a future video, but I played a lot of the multiplayer. It's Halo. After playing a lot of other shooters, I forgot just how weighty Halo is, and Halo Infinite feels heavy to play. Unfortunately, there's no mode select when it comes to the multiplayer, and I never want to play oddball or capture the flag. Me and my friends also ran into a lot of bugs. Phone went off. Me and my friends also ran into a lot of bugs where we would disconnect from matches, and for the friends of mine who play ranked Halo, this is a big no-no, especially since you can't rejoin after leaving matches. One thing Halo gets right is that the ranked system isn't just based on winning or losing, it's based off of individual performance as well. Take fucking notes, Riot. So it gets a point for that. For now though, I probably will put Halo Infinite as bad, but with an asterisk. In its current state, I don't like Halo, but hey, it's free. This one fucking snuck up on me. Century Age of Ashes is a free-to-play multiplayer dragon battle game, and this game is very addicting. I enjoy the gameplay, the graphics are amazing and cutting edge, and surprisingly it feels great controlling the dragons. Unfortunately, there isn't enough content to warrant a full video on this game, but I definitely would like to cover it in the future. It made a great first impression, so boom, good game. Link's Awakening is actually going to be the first video of 2022, but here's a little sneak peek. This game made me jump back and forth to the extreme sides of game criticism. I loved it most of the time, but there were moments where it rivaled Metroid Prime 2 in shit game design. Man, is that game charming, but some of it is just, ugh. Not gonna put it on the tier list for spoiler reasons, but yeah, take that how you will. So I talked about Genshin Impact last year, but this time is a little different. I really bunkered down and actually put in the hours, and yeah, I plan to make videos covering each expansion of Genshin, and I just started exploring Liyue. Genshin Impact has a fuck ton of potential, but it's bogged down by its gacha mechanics. If Genshin was just a normal game, it could have been fantastic, even though it copied so much from Breath of the Wild. It emulated a great game while adding its own twist to it. But unfortunately, that twist is a bunch of bad mechanics and it works against the game instead of for it. I forgot this game came out this year. Resident Evil 8 is probably my favorite Resident Evil game. I'll have to think about it more, but I think I would say that. It was a fun time and the perfect balance of scary and action-packed. The story kind of left me like, huh? But it's a Resident Evil game. They usually have these wacky stories that takes itself too seriously. It just comes with the territory. I'm putting it in good tier. I don't think I had any moments in this game where I wasn't having fun, but again, it was a little forgettable. People talked about it a lot until it came out, and now I never hear about it. I am excited for Resi 9 though, especially if it's going to go into some supernatural shit. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. So I am going to spoil this one. I am making a video on this game very soon and it is immediately going in Dookie Sauce tier. The bouncer is horrible. It is worse than Metroid Prime 2 and I don't even know how a game could do that. I didn't think a game could ever surpass that. The funny thing about it though is like, even though it's really fucking bad, I would still recommend it to people. It is such a fucking shit stain. I want other people to experience it and laugh at it with me. I don't know what the fuck this game is supposed to be, but fuck it. Stay tuned for the bouncer video. It's gonna be a wild one. Oh shit. Deathloop is a fucking jam. I haven't played too much of this game, but what little I have played was very entertaining. I really like all the characters I've interacted with and how freeform it is. I criticize Metroid for reusing content, and this game is literally reused content, the game, but it's fun in a game like this because you keep upgrades and power-ups you gain throughout your loops. Sometimes you even keep your weapons, so going back and redoing levels with new gear and powers never gets old. You can completely trivialize some levels with certain upgrades, and that's fun. Good game. Not gonna lie, I was really enjoying Troubleshooter Abandoned Children when I first played it, but the more I played it, the more I realized just how bland it was. There wasn't anything really cool or interesting about it, it just gives you a bunch of mid option. I would rather play a small or short game with carefully crafted and interesting characters and experiences than an 80-hour game with a bunch of boring and lackluster characters. Troubleshooter isn't bad, it's just mid. More options doesn't mean a better game, and that's how I feel about Troubleshooter. Too many lackluster options. And finally, my game of the year, Kina, Bridge of Spirits. The Kina video is probably not coming. If it does, it won't be this year, but this game is my favorite game of this year. I've jumped around on my game of the year take quite a bit this last month, but there's just something about Kina. I think it's pronounced Kina. It's beautiful, it has great music, it's combat, it's puzzles are fun, navigation is fun, it's nostalgic, it's cute. I don't know. Well, I just don't know how this game just kind of got snubbed for game of the year. This should have been game of the year for everybody. We'll be talking about this game 15 years from now because of how memorable it is. It only has one issue in my opinion, and that is the fact that it's easy to lose track of your objectives. The game is extremely vague when it comes to what you're supposed to be doing, but I loved this game. I hope it gets a sequel. Kina is amazing, and if you haven't played it yet, play it. But this is a certified Delta recommendation. Play that shit expeditiously. 2021 has been a sad year for me, but at least I got to play some amazing games. I want to thank each and every one of you who've been rocking with me since the inception of my channel. I appreciate every single view I've ever received, every single like, dislike, subscription, unsubscription, and hate comment. I love and appreciate every single one of you. We grew a little bit this year, and I know for a fact this community will grow even more next year. 2022 will have even bigger videos. I want to cover some of my favorite franchises, such as the Persona series, Legend of Zelda, Fable, Gears of War. I want to get around to playing the best Metroid, Other M. I want to review some anime, Ruby, Arcane. I hope I'm able to continue to make you guys proud, and I look forward to the new year. I'm talking to you, the person watching this video right now. You are the reason I'm able to do things like this, and I hope you stick with me on this journey. Thank you so much for making it another year with me. I wish you a very happy holidays and the happiest of New